Hello again. I am sometimes accused of commenting on YouTube and elsewhere using false names and identities. It is not so, but I am bound to say that some people comment on this channel in such a timely and opportune fashion that even I sometimes wonder whether or not they might be sock puppets designed to feed me the right lines. Curiously, those who claim to be bitterly opposed to the views which I express here behave most frequently in this way, providing me with a chance to expand on this or that topic. This morning, for example, I reported on the fact that the Bank of England provided diversity training which blames white people for diabetes suffered by black people. One of those unfortunate fellows who is so obsessed with me that he has spent years running a YouTube channel devoted entirely to me, yeah, that is pretty sad, was quick off the mark, accusing me of race baiting. There could hardly have been a more apposite or relevant comment, and I am vastly obliged to him for making it. Race baiting is a demotic expression imported from the United States, which refers to provocative things said solely with the intention of causing friction or discord between white people and ethnic minorities, usually those of African heritage. My video this morning was indeed about race baiting, but this awful practice was not being engaged in by me. The Bank of England's diversity training, in which they suggested that the ill health of black people could be a consequence of white racism, specifically microaggressions directed against them, did not emerge from nowhere. It was not an original idea. It's been around for at least 30 years. It has its origins in the idea of critical race theory. The most authoritative work on this subject is, of course, a book called Critical Race Theory, which began life in, of all unlikely places, the Virginia Law Review in 1993. This is by Richard Delgado and John Stefancic. I'm quoting now from the third edition of Critical Race Theory. I give links to both these things in the description to this video. Right, I'm quoting here from Critical Race Theory and Introduction, and this was published in 2017. The authors say, truthfully enough, that the era of slavery in the United States was filled with more murder, mutilation, rape, and brutality than most of us can imagine or easily comprehend. Very true. They then continue by saying, that history continues into the present and implicates persons still alive. It includes infant death rates among minorities nearly double those of whites. I wonder whether or not viewers of this channel have spotted the fraud being perpetrated. In the first paragraph quoted, Delgado and Stefancic are referring to things which ethnic minorities have in the past had done to them against their will: murder, mutilation, and rape. They follow this with the claim that history continues into the present, and then write of things which ethnic minorities are doing to themselves. To equate injuries carried out against individuals with injuries which individuals inflict on their own bodies is a shocking piece of sophistry. You see, those infant death rates are associated with the fact that black women are more likely than white women to be overweight or obese. This in turn causes raised blood pressure, increasing the chances of preeclampsia and other complications of pregnancy and childbirth. Just as in the case of the diabetes, which the Bank of England lays at the door of white racism, the increased infant mortality is caused by the voluntary actions of the black women themselves. It's what they're doing to themselves, not what is being done against them. They eat too much of the wrong kind of food, become obese, develop high blood pressure, and this leads to things like diabetes and preeclampsia. bring racism into this situation and try to blame white people for what is happening, that is race baiting. The subject of skin color and ethnicity has been needlessly introduced with the sole purpose of creating mischief and breeding ill feeling between two ethnic groups, that is to say, black people and whites. It is this to which I was drawing attention this morning. Then to accuse me of being the one who is race baiting is like accusing the man who has spotted a burglar and raised the alarm of being a malicious troublemaker. It is the burglar towards whom our attention should perhaps be directed, not the man who has seen him and alerted others to what is going on.